April 11th, 2016 meeting. And just as a reminder, this meeting is being audio and video recorded. So our first agenda item here is an appointment with Rowley Police Chief Mulligan for a citation for exemplary service to the town of Rowley. And Chief, we, the Board of Selectmen of the town of Rowley, Massachusetts, by virtue of the authority vested in us by the people of Rowley as elected officials, bestow our most sincere gratitude to Chief of Police James E. Mulligan. And that's the most severe. Sincere, most sincere. In the short time he served as the Chief of Police in Rowley, he has made a huge impact, not just at the police department, but also in the town of Rowley. In recognition of his exemplary service, the Board of Selectmen present this citation to Chief James E. Mulligan, in witness whereof I hereby set my hand and seal of the town of Rowley this 11th day of April 2016. And I'll call for a motion to have the Selectmen sign the citation.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Chief. Present this to you.
Maybe when I get the picture, Bob, maybe come over.
Yeah.
Go over there.
Bring your wife up too if you want, I would say.
And as always, we will do this first.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome.
That was so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you very
Wherever you
much.
guys.
Oh, these are beautiful. Isn't that nice?
Beautiful. Can I turn around?
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
I'll take a few just in case.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, just- Great, thank you.
And if I could ask the board to indulge me for a moment?
Oh,
I'd like to
absolutely.
say-
Absolutely, yes.
I am humbled by this, and I would just, first of all, let me say thank you to the Board of Selectmen for
No, go ahead.
selecting me. It's been one of the best experiences of my career. I want to thank Debbie and I want to thank Amy for the tremendous support I've gotten every single day here, for the tremendous feedback and all the support. I can never thank you enough for that. But I'm standing up here as one person, and I'm shining, and the reason I'm shining is because the men and women of the Rowley Police Department, they are outstanding. Their reflection makes me look good. A few weeks, December 7th, we were here, and I'll never forget, I said, I don't know what I'm going to find. I remember Mr. Perry saying, I hope you find a good professional police department that needs a little guidance. And that's exactly what I found. The men and women of the Rowley Police Department are among some of the finest law enforcement officers I've ever worked with. And I don't say that as a short thing, because what I've looked at is I've looked at their reports, I've looked at their conduct, I've looked at their actions, I've listened to them on the radio, night and day for the last few months. And I can tell you unequivocally that one of the best police forces, if not the best police force, I've had the privilege to work with. And between this board and the wonderful citizens who come to visit me at the police department, I know you're saying thank you to me, but I gotta say thank you to you. One of the best professional experiences of my 44 years as a law enforcement officer. I want to thank somebody who's here too. Margot and I have been married for 44 years this coming June. Any success I've had is because of her support and constant support. I also want to wish Chief Dumas all the best. We are in a transition mode right now, and I am confident that the good work you did in the selection process has paid off, and you have an excellent chief in place. So, again, on behalf of Margot and I, thank you. Thank you guys for everything. It's been wonderful. And I'm here for a couple more days.
Stop in anytime, Chief.
I feel a little funny, but thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Chief.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Chief, thanks. This is Rowley flag.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
And you listen to it too.
We listen to it and it never stops.
The Rowley flag.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
And in there is a
Wow.
piece of paper that explains all of the symbols on the flag.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. I'm a flag girl.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow, that's gonna
Wonderful.
be beautiful.
Yeah.
Get out of here, let him get out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Best of
much.
luck as you
Thank
move
you.
forward.
Take
Thank
this,
both
that's
of you.
beautiful.
Like I said, I'm still here till Thursday.
Thanks.
Chief, can I just say one thing? I sat at a policeman's table for 20 years, and you're a policeman's policeman, believe me.
Thank you, and thank you for your visits. I enjoyed every one of them. Thank you for that. And it was all just personal talk, right?
I know.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Chief. Thank you.
everybody.
Nice to meet you.
Thank
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Back to business.
Slight glitch there, but we're all set.
I know.
Okay, tonight's citizens' query will be from 7:10 to 7:20. Actually, 7:15. 7:10 to 7:15. We have a public hearing at 7:15, so we'll move down to, we don't want to get into the joint meeting with the Board of Assessors either, so. General business number 1. I think we can get a couple of those out of the way.
Okay.
And it's a road opening permit. For permission to open 9 Walnut Avenue, map 17, parcel lot 39, for the purpose of abandoned gas service. They want to remove an abandoned gas service. So,
Give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, another National Grid for permission to open 9 Jellison Road,
Sorry.
map 27, parcel lot 33, for the purpose of an abandoned gas service.
Give you that motion, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Uh-oh.
Tissues.
Head this way.
Yeah.
Heading right for the clerk.
He's got one done.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Better off not. You're all gonna do your paperwork over here.
Thanks, Mark.
You knew you were here for a reason, Mike.
Start with you, Cliff. Head back the other way.
Just can't take me anywhere.
Sorry.
Still wet up there.
Does that make up for me signing in the wrong place?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have my glasses on. That was a throw.
Sorry about that, Chief.
No.
Okay. Joe, you gotta sign that. That's something on,
Yeah, that was something.
okay, that's your appointment, I think. That's all signed. That one's all clear, yep, that one's all set.
Okay.
So we're on to 294
Okay.
Main Street.
294 Main Street, National Grid. set that down there without losing it. For the abandonment of a gas service, map 27, lot 2.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Joe, can I give you this?
I'll try.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
And another National Grid at 789 Havel Street, or Havel Road, as they say, for the abandonment of a gas service, map 5, lot 102.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Oop. Didn't get the handoff right.
That goes in.
7:15.
That one. Okay, so. Okay, so our next public hearing is at 7:15, that being the time. It's a poll hearing on the location of a new pole, 81S on Weathersfield Street. So I'm gonna turn this over to Vice Chairman Perry. And I am going to recuse myself as I am a member of the Municipal Light Board.
I will also recuse myself as being a member of the Light Board.
Thank you. We have a public hearing on a poll, and I'll read the notice into the record. Legal notice, Town of Rowley Board of Selectmen. Notice is hereby given that the Rowley Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on the application by the Rowley Municipal Lighting Plant and Verizon to locate poles, wires, cables, and fixtures, including the necessary anchors, guys, and other such sustaining and protecting fixtures to be owned and used in common by the petitioners, along and across the following public way or ways. Weathersfield Street, new pole number 81-S. Also for permission to lay and maintain underground laterals, cables, and wires in the above or intersection public ways for the purpose of making connection with such poles and buildings as each of said petitioners may desire for distributing purposes. Plans marked Raleigh Municipal Lighting Plant and Verizon number 2016-2 dated March 21st, 2016 are on file in the office of the Board of Selectmen. The hearing will be held on Monday, April 11th, 2016 at 7:15 p.m. in the Town Hall, Main Street, Raleigh, Mass. 01969. Per order of the Raleigh Board of Selectmen, G. Robert Murray, Chairman, Joseph Perry, Vice Chairman, Robert Snow, Clerk, David Peterson, and Cliff Pierce. I call Mark Bixby to answer questions about the poll, make a presentation.
Yeah. I just have a copy of the, everything involved up to this point. I do have a,
Mr. Perry, did you call for a motion to open the hearing?
Get a motion to open the hearing.
Sorry.
I'll make a motion to open the hearing.
I made the motion, you got a second.
Oh, I'll second it.
It's not
All
my
those
good
in
night
favor
here.
of opening the hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, the hearing is open. Mr. Bixby.
all right. We would like to set a utility pole, a new utility pole. It's just before the intersection of Weathersfield and Route 1. We're in the process of reconductoring to the higher voltage, and the pole is going to be a corner. So across the street, we want to support that corner with this new pole. I do have 3 pictures of that location where the white stake is, the proposed location. And then the other 2 show, you can see the angle of the actual pole 81, which is across the street, that we're trying to support with this new pole.
This is at the intersection of Route 1 and Weathersfield.
It's approximately 100 feet back from the intersection, on the side of the road.
So is this where it's gonna be, right there?
Yep, right there. Yep. And it supports this corner.
Right. I got it.
The other pole across the street is, I'm actually standing in front of the pole across the street looking back.
Oh, okay.
They talked too that the poles are all going a couple of feet back from where they originally were, all those new poles you're setting just about, so it's
We're
a
trying.
little more room on the roadway to
In the
avoid
intersection,
hitting.
we're trying to move back.
Looks good.
We're gonna do the next 2 as well. Hopefully that'll give a little better sight coming out of Weathersfield.
Looks really good.
Are there any questions by the board? Any questions from anybody in the audience? Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we close the hearing. Mr.
Second.
All those in favor of closing the hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I'll call for a motion to sign the light pole documentation, which was provided by Mr. Bixby.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor of signing the document, say aye.
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 Congratulations, you have another pole. They look nice down, they look good down there, the whole area where you're running all those poles.
It looks a little overpowering with.
Well, right
double
now,
poles
but
right now.
Yeah,
it
right.
looks really good though.
You know, I think in the end, it'll look a lot better.
Yeah, and like I say, the ones going down Weathersfield a little bit further from the road.
It's just that
so-
top copy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to sign
Because,
a few more times too,
Oh,
in the packet,
on this page. And then you're gonna have to do it 4 times.
oh, okay.
So move 2 pages and then sign again 4 times. 1 goes to the clerk, 1 goes to us, 1 goes to Verizon, 1 goes to the selectman's office. That's the next page.
with all the wind and stuff, Mark, we really haven't had any problems with power outages, right? Well, not my area, not my house anyway.
Four trees come down,
Oh, okay.
but not a lot of outages
Yeah.
from it.
They've done a good job trimming every year anyway, trimming the
We
branches
still
and
have
stuff
some-
back, so.
I have some quotes going out right now for some trees that we have found to
Okay,
be a
good.
little hazardous. Hopefully, we can take care of
Seems like a
it before
bad
they
year
come
for
down.
trees with people getting hurt and worse, you know, around, not for us, but for other communities in the Commonwealth, so.
I think they're all back.
Yep. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank
Mark.
you.
Have a good night. Bob?
I think they left.
Bob and Bob?
You're back. Thanks, Mark.
Night now.
Back.
Mr. Chairman, we have a sign-in sheet circulating, if you can make an announcement.
Yep.
That mine or yours?
I think it's
That's
yours.
yours. I think this is mine.
Okay, you can have it. Announcement, we do have a sign-in sheet, so if everybody could sign in for us, we'd appreciate that very much. Did somebody steal mine? Well done.
I think you put it in. You've signed it, but I'm not sure.
Probably one in this one. I had a yellow tag on that.
Yeah.
I think I took that off. Okay, that's all the public stuff.
How about the red one?
It's in the chairman's packets.
There it is, right there.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, joint meeting with the Board of Assessors to discuss and approve payment in lieu of taxes agreement with Ray Energy LLC for solar fields. Okay, we got everything, everybody signed up here? Okay, the chairman will call for a joint meeting to order with the Board of Assessors for a roll call vote.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by roll call vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye, Cliff Pierce.
All right, Robert Snow.
Aye, Robert Murray.
Hi, Joe Perry.
Hi, Dave Peterson.
Hi, Donald Thurston.
I, Diane D'Angeli.
Hi, Bill Demento.
No. Okay, I motion to open the joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen by a roll call vote.
Hi, Donald Thurston.
I, Diane D'Angeli.
Hi, Bill Demento.
Okay. Let's see, Town Council Tom Mullen has sent Debbie the final pilot agreement for 187R Central Street and 510 Newburyport Turnpike. The chairman will call Attorney Beatrice and representatives from the Brendan G. forward to discuss the pilot agreements. The Board of Selectmen and Board of Assessors will review the pilot agreements. Okay, we've got those in our packet, I think.
Mr. Chairman, late this afternoon, we were informed by Town Council Tom Mullen that the representative from Brightergy was out of the country, but they were able to scan his signatures on the agreements, on
Okay.
both of the agreements. So in your packet, you're gonna see two pilot agreements, one for Central Street and one for Newburyport Turnpike. You're gonna see two sign heres. You disregard the one without the signature from Brightergy. After the town meeting, we will be able to get the original signature. At that point, Attorney Mullen said that that would be appropriate after town meeting if we can get the Brighter G officials' original signature for those agreements.
Okay, and you're okay with that, Tom?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, sit down.
Thank you.
So it's, I mean, I got a chance to read it when you emailed it to me this afternoon, so, and I didn't see anything that popped out that really looked like it was an issue.
Town Council, Tom Mullen has been working on it for a few weeks with the Brighter G attorney, Thomas Beatrice, so they have worked out everything. They're working closely with the principal assessor on the language, and he said it's ready to be signed.
Okay.
It is, we do require town meeting approval, so that will happen on May 2nd, and then after that, the agreement will go into effect.
Okay. So you guys on the board are all,
Sean's been through this with us today, and really no questions from the board
Very
at this
good.
time.
okay.
What is the amount based on? I hate to, how did you come up with those figures?
Sean did a lot of work for us prior to looking at other agreements that existed out there, and we came to terms on our own agreement and presented that to Attorney Beatrice.
Okay.
Brighter G, if you don't mind interrupting.
Go ahead, Sean.
Brighter G provided their estimated income and revenues, and I worked with that on a spreadsheet to determine where we should come in on a payment program. And both plants are the same size, so that's why they match.
So both, in other words, both plans for the first 5 years is $8,000 per year for the pilot. And then years 6 through 20, it's $4,500 for each one per year.
And this doesn't affect the taxes the property owner will pay,
No,
right?
the
So
property
that'll
taxes
stay
are
the same, right?
independent. Yeah, this is just for the solar equipment.
More of a personal property tax
Exactly.
type.
Exactly,
right?
and the
It's
state
not
is
separate.
recommending that communities enter into pilot agreements. They do not want us to figure out the taxes. They're recommending this path.
Okay, very
We do
good.
have the right under the law to do it.
This is the state basically promoting clean energy use, and as a means to get it moving and incentivize. This is a program that they're promoting the pilots.
Right, and they've been pushing it quite a bit in the last few years. Yeah.
Gotta start somewhere.
That's true. That's true.
It seems like the legislature has been sitting on it for a while, seems to be ready to pass something that extend the program, but I know it's gonna run out pretty quick, so.
They already, I think
But
they
they
already.
They already go for it,
voted
so
for it,
it's,
and I'm not sure if the governor signed it
no,
yet.
but it's all in the
Supposed to
works,
sign
where
it,
the last
yeah.
time you were here, it was kinda like, nobody knew for sure what was gonna happen, so.
That's correct. I have the same understanding that it
Yep.
will be extended.
Yeah,
Okay.
the legislature passed it, according to the newspaper anyway, so.
Governor Baker's desk.
Yeah, I think he's waiting, they're waiting for a signature, but they haven't got enough light so he can see the paper.
Do you have to install this by a certain date or to get tax incentives? Or?
Yes, for the current extension, it would be by the end of this year,
Mhm.
which has given us the impetus to really, members of the board, both boards, Tom Beatrice, to try and expedite not only the pilot agreement that hopefully will get approved at town meeting after this evening, my sense is correct, but also the permitting aspect
Right.
of it, which will start hopefully immediately after town meeting.
Right.
Very good. Any other questions?
Where's the location on the Route 1?
Route 1, it's actually, the location itself is off of Weathersfield. But it's Route 1 and Weathersfield, would they come together?
Oh,
It's across from Samad's.
That's across from Samad's restaurant up there.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's up behind the fence company, right? The
Yes, up behind there.
Antonelli's in there now too, the fence company and the Antonelli landscape.
Yes.
And the other one is on the Central Street, Country Gardens.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. The Central Way side of Country Gardens.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
any
you.
other questions?
No.
All right, let's see. Chairman will call, oh, I already called, Mr. Beatrice to talk to us.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
has Brighter G requested to submit audited financial statements, or did they just submit estimates? Of the financial condition?
I don't know.
All right,
They submitted estimates.
all right.
Okay.
Just for the record, there is a limitation on the productivity of both projects based on agreements with Raleigh Light.
Mhm.
So there is a ceiling on the wattage, so to speak, that can be generated
Yeah.
that's tied into the size of the project.
So that's just another step that you guys need to go through.
With Raleigh Light?
Yeah.
We're actually, I'm informal at the end of that process in terms of the agreements that they've negotiated. There's two. One is already, as I understand it, I wasn't involved in the negotiation, that has already been signed. The second agreement, from what I understand, is 99% done. Pretty much just dotting the i's and crossing the t's at this point in time.
Oh, good, good.
So that's all
Moving forward.
fairly in place at this point in time.
Okay. So the chairman will call for a roll call vote to sign the pilot agreements with G and LLC.
You need separate motions for each one, or you need a one motion?
It's got both of them listed here at the same place. It's 187R Central Street and 510 Newburyport Turnpike.
So, Mr. Chairman, we'll have the Board of Selectmen vote to sign, and then Chairman DeBento will call for his own motion for his board to sign.
Okay.
I'd be a motion for the Board of Selectmen to sign, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Roll call vote.
Roll call.
Aye, Dave Peterson. Aye, Robert Snow.
Aye, Robert Mary.
Aye, Joe Perry.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, so it'll be the chairman of each board respectively will sign, and that's how Attorney Mullen had constructed it.
Okay.
So,
So
you want me to?
you have a vote for your board to authorize, to approve it and authorize you to sign.
So, I make a motion for the board for a roll call vote to sign the pilot agreements by the Board of Assessors.
Second.
If all in favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
All Thurston.
Hi, Diane D'Angelo.
Aye, Bill Demento.
Okay, you can pass it on to them over there.
Just so you know.
That's my job.
With the Brighter J signature. The next page.
That's what you need to sign this one.
Okay,
Yeah, we had prepared the packets before this.
This came later.
so just sign this one.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
I was just following the stickers.
Yeah, but you gotta use the left first, not the right.
That's what my wife tells me. And do you need a date?
Yes. 4/11/16. While we're signing, Mr. Chairman, I just want to mention on the record that Attorney Mullen,
Back for a date for Bob.
Mr. McFadden, doing a lot of hard work in terms of negotiating this agreement, as well as the Board of Assessors and Debbie. And it was a pleasure working with all of them.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that. You know, we like to have our members do that, work with people, so. And we don't have any question with Sean at all. Sean works with everybody. He's a
Very
great-
thorough and professional all the way around.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you very much. After we finish this, these need to be turned over to the town clerk. Okay, there's the two. And the executed pilot agreements will be filed with the town clerk. And I'm assuming we don't have any other business to deal with it. This is it. So at the end of the joint meeting, The chairman will call for a motion to close the joint meeting and the Board of Assessors by a roll
Did
call
you say?
vote.
We don't have to say.
No, Mr. Chair.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman, to adjourn the joint meeting on behalf of the selectmen.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn the joint meeting. All those in favor, by roll call vote, signify by saying aye.
Hi, Cliff Pierce.
I Robert Snow.
Aye, Robert Murray.
Hi, Joe Perry.
I, Dave Peterson.
Okay, Chairman Demento will call for a motion to close the joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen by roll call vote.
I call for motion to close the joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen by a roll call vote.
I don't know if that's.
I, Diane D'Angeli.
I, Bill Demento.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Thank you.
gentlemen and lady.
Thank you.
Okay,
We're all
I think
set.
that takes care of it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, reports, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don. Thank you, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. So we have an appointment at 7:45, and that's not quite yet. That's, another 5 minutes
Mr.
to
Chairman,
go.
if you want to take that up, it's fine. Cemetery Commissioner Peter Dalzell had contacted me, and he had something come up, so he wouldn't be able to make it.
Okay.
But there's still the process that the board can discuss. I went over the process with him on the phone today.
Okay, so that would be the appointment at 7:45 is Cemetery Commissioner Peter Dalzell to discuss vacancies on the cemetery board. Peter can't make it tonight, so if we want to do some discussion here to see what we want to try to put together,
Okay.
we can do that. Let's see, that's cemetery appointment. 7:45. Okay, Cemetery Commissioner Peter, well, we know that he can't make it tonight, so. Arthur Page and William Gaynor resigned last week from the Board of Cemetery Commissioners. And Cemetery Commissioner Peter Dalzell called Debbie this afternoon to say that something has come up and he can't make it tonight. Debbie reviewed the appointment process with Peter over the phone. Commissioner Dalzell, the remaining member of the Cemetery Board, has provided written notice of the vacancies in accordance with General Laws, Chapter 41, Section 11. A copy of Commissioner Dalzell's notice dated April 5th, 2016 is attached. Debbie has drafted a notice of the vacancies to be posted with the town clerk. See attached. Debbie is asking for the board to vote to authorize her to post the vacancies. So we want to take that vote.
Depending upon how long it takes to fill the vacancies, there would be until town meeting.
We have to accept the resignations first.
Okay. You want to make that a motion, Bob?
Do we have to accept it?
I think we should. I'll make a motion, we accept the resignations of,
Did we do that last
Arthur
week when
Page.
we got the resignations, or no?
No,
Oh,
they
we
came
did.
in on April 5th.
Okay.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made and seconded to accept the resignation from Cemetery Commissioners Arthur Page and William Gaynor. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Oh, I see the appointment to the vacancies will be through May 9th, 2017.
Well, that would be
Mr.
the-
Chairman, if I can just outline the process with you.
It's filling a vacancy.
Hmm?
It's filling a vacancy.
So if you want to cover the process, I might explain it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you, or
Well-
it's,
Yes, it's on the notice here anyway.
yeah, what I wanted
What
to
happened was,
explain.
when somebody resigns like that from a commission, depending on how many commissions are left, they have to notify the Board of Selectmen by, the chapter I read is Chapter 41, Section 11. They have to notify the Board of Selectmen of a vacancy within 30 days. If they don't do that within 30 days, then the Board of Selectmen would have to appoint somebody, and the commissioners would have no say. If they do it within the 30-day period and we find a candidate, or several candidates in this case, then it would be between the selectman and the remaining commissioner to appoint the replacements. And they would be filling an unexpired term. So that would be the date that it would go to.
Okay.
If it was 1 year, it would be for a year. If it was 2 years, it would be for 2 years, etc. So, is that okay, Deb?
Yes, and so I reviewed that process with Judy Pickett, knowing there's only one member of the cemetery board, and how that, how Chapter 41, Section 11 relates to Chapter 30A of the open meeting law. And Judy outlined the process, but she confirmed it with the Attorney General's office, Kevin Manganaro of the Division of Open Government Unit of the AG's office, and he did confirm that in this case, because the notice had come in, he would be able to vote alongside the Board of Selectmen at a meeting to fill that vacancy. Judy did suggest that Peter just post even an open meeting notice that he would be meeting with the selectmen for that appointment.
And I might have misled you a little bit, because it's, when they make the appointment, it's only good for a year until the next election.
Right, for both
And-
vacancies.
Yes.
And that unique situation here, the resignations came in, but the election, the May 10th election ballot is set, so it will be until May 9th of 2007. So it will be just over a year
17,
that the, depending on when they get appointed, these, the individuals that will be appointed to these open elections, elected seats would serve.
Okay. Okay, so at the April 20, unless anybody got any more questions or concerns or anything? At the April 25th meeting, the Board of Selectmen and Commissioner Dalzell will meet jointly to fill the vacancies by roll call vote. Because Commissioner Dalzell filed the written notice of the vacancies in accordance with General Laws, Chapter 41, Section 11, he can vote by roll call along with the Board of Selectmen to fill the vacancies. Debbie confirmed this with Town Council Judith Pickett, who also confirmed this with the Attorney General's Office, Division of Open Government. However, Judy recommends that Commissioner Dalzell post an open meeting notice with the town clerk for that night. The appointment to the vacancies will be through May 9th, 2017, because the May 10th, 2016 annual election ballot is already set and ready to go.
I'll give you a motion to post the vacancies.
Motion made.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So now we're gonna meet on the 25th, 2 weeks from tonight, to appoint.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Okay, so that takes us back to general business. And I think somewhere in this soggy folder.
Are you picking on me, Mr. Chair?
No, sir. No, not at all, sir. I have been there myself. General business number 5, sign annual election warrants. Can you please sign the attached warrants? We have the general election warrants. I believe there's a number of them here. 1, 2, 3.
Is that 8 copies?
Is there 8 or 6?
I believe it's 8.
8. There are 8 copies. So,
I'll give you a motion, Mr. Chairman, to sign.
Second.
motion made and seconded to sign the annual town election warrants. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. delete.
Fast and Furious now.
Getting close. Thank you. Review application from Roger LeBlanc, filed with the Zoning Board of Appeals for a special permit to reconstruct a single-family structure at 9 Walnut Drive. That's old business number 6. Are there any questions or suggestions?
Looks like a fairly routine issue to me, which should be decided by the ZBA after a public hearing.
I have to agree. Although I thought it was kind of an odd-looking building for that area.
Yeah.
I'm not
With a small
familiar
lot.
with Walnut Drive.
Yeah.
Huh?
You familiar with Walnut Drive?
No.
It's a dead end.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's only 3 houses on it.
Hmm.
So they're holding a public hearing on the 28th.
Yep. So I don't think, we don't have any comments for the
No.
Very
Do you have
small
any
lot.
comments?
Let them do their job. We're gonna have to find out that name,
Yes,
Colin. Yes, what?
Sigland.
Sigland Crooks? Agena, is that Agena?
Yes.
Sigland, Agena Crooks?
I think so.
Okay. And this is number 7, Friends of the Library, to place signs promoting the annual library book sale. Request from Sigma Angler Crooks for the Friends of the Library. Signs on town property. Dear sirs, as you are aware, each year the Friends of the Raleigh Public Library run a book sale in May to raise funds for the library programming. This year the sale will be held on May 13th, 14th, and 15th. We thank you for allowing us to put separate signs up on town property and increased visibility in all previous years. This year, we hope to top 2015's income. Therefore, we request permission again to place several lawn signs on town property. The signs are 24 inches by 18 inches, red with white print. We would like to put them out on April 29th to May 15th. The locations are in front of the library on Main Street, in front of the town annex on Central Street, in front of the water department on Central Street, on the island at Route 133 and Bradford Street near the Bradford Tavern, on the island at the beginning of Railroad Avenue, on the island in the driveway at Eris Park. Thank you for your time and continued support of the Friends of the Raleigh Public Library. Sincerely, Singleton Angela Crooks, Secretary, Friends of the Raleigh Library. I would just like to mention that particularly the last three, which are on islands, that we, keep an eye out to make sure that they don't block visibility from the intersection and the intersections of the streets. And we would also, hopefully the library would let the patrons know that they could call if they see an issue with some of these signs so that they could get it straightened out, particularly if they blow away, if we get some wind or whatever, anything like that. If they could have a phone number that somebody could call just to report any issues that they might have. So is there any comments or questions or
Just to
concerns?
comment that the Friends do a lot for the library, and we would like to support their book sale, which happens the weekend of the 13th, 14th, 15th of May.
Yeah, no, they're off to a great job with that. So.
You need a motion to allow them to put signs up?
Yes, we would
I'll
need a
make that
motion for that.
I'll second it.
Any further comment? Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 8, okay. Old business number 8, I'm sorry, general business number 8 is discuss issue proclamation for Drinking Water Week. Now, see, Joe, that's what they were talking about. Drinking Water Week, you have to drink the water, not spit.
That's better.
Okay?
Okay,
All right, I just wanted to make sure you understood that.
I'm on board now.
Ah, good, I appreciate that very much.
I'll have a drink.
I'm still floating over here, so.
It's floating downhill, so.
We, the Board of Selectmen of the Town of Raleigh, Massachusetts, by virtue of the authority vested in us by the people of Raleigh as elected officials, do hereby proclaim that, whereas water is our most valuable natural resource, and whereas only tap water delivers public health protection, fire protection, support for our community, and the quality of life we enjoy. And whereas any measure of a successful society, low mortality rates, economic growth, and diversity, productivity, and public safety are in some way related to access to safe water. And whereas we are all stewards of the water infrastructure upon which future generations depend, and whereas each citizen of our town is called upon to help protect our source waters from pollution, to practice water conservation, and to get involved in local water issues by getting to know their water. Get personal.
Mhm.
Wow. Now, therefore, be it resolved that by virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Raleigh Board of Selectmen, I do hereby proclaim May 1 through the 7th, 2016 as Drinking Water Week. In witness whereof, I have hereby set my hand and seal of the town of Raleigh this 11th day of April, 2016.
I'll give you a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion made.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. check these. We did have a little water leak here earlier this evening, and I just want to make sure that these all get signed.
Not gonna let you forget it.
Yes, not.
It's a holiday next week, but the following week he'll have forgotten.
Maybe not.
Okay, it looks like we've got through it, okay. Very good. Now that takes us to old business. Old business, discuss public safety building project and Pine Grove School project informational video recordings. Informational video recordings of the proposed police and fire station project and the Pine Grove School project are on the town's homepage on the website www.townofrowley.net. Printout is attached. Rowley voters are encouraged to view these recordings prior to the May 2nd, 2016 annual town meeting and the May 10th, 2016 annual town election. Joe Perry and Dave Peterson will discuss this agenda item. You're up, guys.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, just for your information of the public and the board, on last Thursday, Joe and I were present upstairs along with principal of the Pine Grove School, Christine Nealand, the police chief, Mulligan, the fire chief, and Greg Corral, the architect for the police and fire building, and we made a video recording. Each of us gave a synopsis of what the buildings were, what the process was, what the needs were, and it came out very well. It's on the website, the town's website, as you stated, and I would encourage all the voters to take a look at the website. You can view independently the police station video, the fire station video, the plans for the building, as well as the video that we made the other day. And with all that information, if people have questions, we encourage them to call the Selectmen's office, and either Joe or I will certainly be happy to get back to people. We encourage people to check with the fire department. If they would like to go over and take a look at the fire station, the fire chief is open to any time other than when they have a fire going, to give people a guided tour of the station. The police chief has said the same thing, except up the police station because of security concerns, you need to call ahead, and they'll set up a time to make a tour if someone wants to. I would encourage people to read, to really view these videos and understand that the age of these buildings and they were all at least 25 years since we've done any kind of renovations on any of them, without getting into great detail. And we're desperately in need of repairs for the school, the fire station, and the police station. In particular, I keep emphasizing that the fire station was built in 1880, not as a fire station, but as some kind of a recreational hall. If you view the video, which is very revealing, you'll see that in the basement they have lally columns about every 3 feet to keep the fire engines from falling through the floor. In addition to that, the wiring, I don't know when that building was wired, but it's very old, an old wooden structure, and if there's ever a short circuit in the walls of that building, and it happens after hours, we'll lose all of our fire equipment, probably before the first call firefighter or the first full-time firefighter's chance to even get to the station. So, I mean, it's really imperative that people look at these videos and understand the need. We did go over the costs for the school. It's going to be something less than $25 a year the first couple of years, because it'll be temporary bonds paying only the interest until we see if we build the final structure, and that'll be all rolled into that. The fire police station is $11.7 million we're asking for. It's a two-step process for both these projects, the town meeting vote and an election for the override, for the debt exclusion in the election. The $11.7 million will cost us on a 20-year bond about $361 on an average house in Rowley that's worth $415,000. And it's 87 cents a thousand. So if you look on your tax bill, you can see what your property is assessed at and multiply your property value times the 87 cents for each thousand to come up with what. So if you're going to pay more than that if your house is worth more than $415,000, and you pay less if it's worth less. But it's an investment in the community. I understand that it's tough on people with fixed income. It's tough on families with children. It's a tough time. But these are projects that we've put in for in the past, and they haven't passed. And we're really at the point now where between the police station, which we have temporary trailer-type buildings up there that are at the end of their useful life, 12 years. Fire station is just a disaster waiting to happen. And as Joe can say, the school is something that the state's willing to give us 48% of the funding for the school, so we really need to take advantage of that. Otherwise, the state's going to only put up with us for a short period of time, and they're going to pull their funding back, and any repairs that we're going to need up there, it needs roof, it needs boilers, it needs sprinklers, it needs a kitchen. Hasn't been redone since 1954 when that structure was built. So we're desperately in need of these projects to be seriously considered by the voters and hopefully supported. And I can't encourage people enough to go check the videos out and make a call to here. I'd be happy, Joe or probably any member of the board would be more than happy to discuss the projects with anybody that's interested, and hopefully we can get support to move forward in these.
If I could just to make a couple more comments, that Dave mentioned the cost of $361 on the tax rate for the average assessed value of $412,000. That would be for a whole year, so it'd be about $90 a quarter. It is an expense to be borne by the individuals, property owners, but it's really something that we really desperately need. And I'd like to thank Raleigh Community Media for making the videos, to getting them onto the town website, and for everybody who's participated, the PTA and all of and the chief of police, chief of fire, and the school principal for helping us make that video on Thursday. They did a really great job, and we need their support, and we hope that we'll get the support from the townspeople on the at town meeting and for the election override.
And just keep in mind too that if we don't move forward in these projects, as these buildings fall into emergency type repairs, they will be totally funded on an emergency basis as they happen. And for the school, like I say, we just put a new boiler in the school last year just to get us as a stopgap to get us not a boiler but a boiler motor for, I think it was around $15,000. So it needs a new roof. It needs all kinds. It needs wiring. And the police and fire stations are just, like I say, they're at the end of their useful life. And if we have to end up funding these things through emergency repairs, it's going to cost us a lot more. And as the architect told us, the prices are going up 4 to 5% per year for construction costs. So if we had built the police station the last time we had the override, it was around $6,000. Now we're going to pay for a similar building $11,700. So the cost rise very quickly. So if we really need to do this now, in the long run, it's the most economical thing to do, and we need proper facilities for our kids and for our police and for our fire.
Mr. Chairman, we've heard this before. How come you can sit there and promote this event, but you can't do, as I suggested, do a mailing to 2,500 homes with pictures and basic information, the same information you're giving out here, and reach a heck of a lot more people than you're gonna reach through the videos. You're gonna miss several hundred people who don't have internet access. What's the difference? We
sympathize with you, but by state law, we're not allowed to send out literature on override issues. We're just, by law, we're not allowed to do that. We can sit here and talk about it, we can present it in public, as anybody else can come in here and sit and talk against it at the same time. But we are not allowed by law to send out and pay for with town funds information on override questions. So
You can't
all we can do is present the articles and discuss them, but we can't, we're not allowed by law to send any information out.
No, we can't do that. Can't spend money to do that.
No.
We just can't
If I
do it.
could just finish with one more comment, Mr. Chairman, that in repeating my earlier comment that I've made several times, 91 cities and towns applied for the state grant to get approximately 50% reimbursement to build new school buildings or renovate their schools. And of those 91, only 15 were chosen, and we were one of the 15. And I hope that the town will take advantage and let the state pay half, almost half.
And we'll be presenting tomorrow night at the PTA meeting at Pine Grove School, the plans of two chiefs. The new police chief is gonna be there, as far as I know. Chief
Dumas.
Dumas, and also Chief Broderick is gonna be there. Myself and Joe are gonna be there to present it to the PTA and hopefully get their support for our buildings as we've given our support for their project. And people are welcome to come and ask questions, as well as on the 25th of April, we're having a public hearing upstairs on the town warrant in general, and if people have questions and don't want to call us individually, we certainly welcome people to come to that meeting and hear the presentation again and ask questions and express concerns and so on and so forth, as well as they can do the same thing at the town meeting itself in May 2nd. And we just encourage people to go to, on the May 10th, to go and vote, and we hope that they'll vote in favor of the projects because of the need we have. Thank you.
Just to mention, you mentioned about the boiler in the Pine Grove. Last winter, we had an issue with one of the boilers.
Right.
And in order to change the mechanism, the gun actually that fires the heat, we had to have a special template made because they no longer supply the material. The manufacturer no longer makes a motor that would fit that particular template that was already there. So we had to actually have a template made to fit the new motor, and it was like $16,000. So we can see what's happening there, piece by piece. I mean, that was just one of the two furnaces. And when the second one gets ready to go, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to have to put it out again and get a template made specifically for that particular unit. So those are the things we're dealing with, and it's only going to get worse instead of better.
The roof over there is in very poor shape.
Yeah.
And it's, as Christine said at the videoing the other day, that they put big rainstorms, they have to put buckets out. I mean, the building is gone, it's built in 1954.
Yep.
The last renovation was 25 years ago, and it's run its time. It needs some major funding, and there is no sprinkler system over there. The wiring goes back to 1954, and with all, 1988 anyway, and a lot of it's older than that, and with all the electronics and the video stuff and the use of power now is in all of our homes is increased as well as it has in the school, and they need more power, and it's just something that it's time. And with the state giving us, I mean, obviously when we come out in the top 15 of projects needing renovations, the state feels that we desperately need this project too, and because of that they're willing to throw in 48% of the cost, which is the formula that they use to figure this out. So
Yep.
we would just hope that people will support it, and if they don't, if we don't, we're not gonna save any money. It's gonna cost us money for emergency repairs in
cost
the
us
next
a
few
lot more.
years. And eventually, when we do replace them, it's gonna be, the building costs are gonna be that much greater than what they are now.
Yep.
So it's a tough nut to crack, I understand, for everybody here. I think all of us are retired, so we're on fixed incomes ourselves, and we understand that everybody is, but it's an investment in our town, in our children, and our students, and so on and so forth for a long time to come. So it's time to bite the bullet and do what I hope.
Okay, is there anything else on that subject?
All set?
Hearing none. Old business number 2 is signed contract with One Way Painting and Roof for Highway Department Facility Roof Project. One Way Painting and Roof, Inc. has signed and returned the contract for the Highway Department roof replacement project. The board needs to vote to sign the contract. There are 2 originals. The contractor will receive 1 original full executed copy.
Give you a motion, Mr. Chairman, to sign the contract for $17,755 for the roof job at the town building, highway department.
Okay, motion made
Second.
and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Actually, I think there's two of them there, Joe. I only did one. So I thought they were separate. That's better.
Good job. You're welcome. Thank you. You got that one all signed, Bob? Did you get that one all signed? Yeah.
Both of them, I guess. Okay, very good. So, thank you. Okay, old business number 3. Discuss junk vehicles and unregistered vehicles at 746 Havel Street. Some background to refresh everyone's memories. Last December, Amy requested the police department to look at the number of unregistered vehicles at 746 Havel Street because the selectmen were receiving complaints about this location becoming a junkyard business. Previously, it was a paving business. On January 16, 2016, Lieutenant May informed Amy that the owner of the new business was down to 2 unregistered vehicles on site that were not connected to the business at this location, and that one vehicle was in the process of getting registered and the other was going to be removed soon. On January 11, 2016, Amy requested Building Inspector Ken Ward to confirm if this type of business was allowed at that location under the town zoning bylaws. On January 12th, Amy followed up with Ken, clearly pointing out that the business appears to be a change of a non-conforming and that under section 5.2.2B of the town zoning bylaws, A non-conforming use may not be changed to the following uses: establishment for the sale of rental, storage, service, or repair of motor vehicles or motor boats. Ken responded that he did not consider junk vehicles as being stored in the context of that bylaw. He said that the selectmen may disagree and not consider them for a junk dealer's license. On February 1, 2016, the Board of Selectmen voted to request the Zoning Board of Appeals to review the status of 746 Haverhill Street. Attached is the memo that Amy sent to the ZBA after the board's vote. The ZBA requires appeals of the building inspector's decision to be filled out on the attached ZBA form. The property is owned by James Foley and is in the residential zoning district. The application will include the February 3rd, 2016 memo to the ZBA from Amy and Ken Wards. The board needs to vote to authorize Chairman Mary to sign the application to the ZBA so that it can be filed with the ZBA. So we do have the form here.
Mr. Chairman, we discussed this a while back when Amy made the inquiries, and basically that lot, which was run by Johnson Paving, where they parked their vehicles and some equipment in there. And when the lot either got sold or Johnson Paving moved out, the new company Turner, I believe it's Turner Scrap Metal, moved in. And the place has really become a junkyard. After we requested that the police check it and so on and so forth, it was cleaned up somewhat, but you drive by there and it's located on Haverhill Street out almost across from Dodge Road. It's just all kinds of scrap metal, vehicles, boats. It's a real eyesore, and in my opinion anyway, it's certainly more detrimental to the neighborhood than what the previous paving company was. And what I'd like to see us do is, appeal the building inspector's ruling to the ZBA, because they would be able to put some conditions on the property. And maybe even just to, if nothing else, put a fence up just to, that's the main route into town, and people coming into town. It's piled up with, like I say, what appears to be junk vehicles, boats, all kinds of piles of scrap metal and so on and so forth. And at this point, it's not as bad as it was back a month ago, but it's just, it's just a matter of, we need to have some, hopefully the zoning board of appeals put some conditions on so that there's some kind of a improvement can be maintained out there, because there's a number of residences in that area too, so it isn't just this building isn't set by itself out in the middle of nowhere. It's the main thoroughfare into town from Route 95, and it's in a residential area that's surrounded by all kinds of residential houses. So I think it would be a benefit to the town, and not trying to be adversarial here for sure. We don't want to, I'm not looking to, disturb the man's business necessarily, but I think it needs to be conducted in conformance with some kind of rules that will improve the problem, improve the appearance of the property, and maybe isolate it a little bit with some kind of fencing or something else, and limit what kind of junk and how much metal and stuff they can store there. So I would encourage the board to forward this application to the zoning board of appeals.
This is a residential area?
Yes, the
Or is
residential
it
district.
outline?
Well, it's called the residential district, but it's primarily for residential. We have a district called the
Right.
residential district. It's right around that area.
Okay.
But
It's
it's
in the outlying
just
district.
like the outlying district.
yeah,
It's not
it's-
much difference.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with what you said, Dave. But I would suggest that in addition to attaching the memo to the application, if you're not going to do this, that you also attach the email from Ken Ward in which he takes the position that this isn't, I'm not sure what he's saying, but that you attach that email from Ken Ward and Amy's responses to Ken. I think that would be helpful to the board, to the Board of Appeals.
there were supposed to be two assessors cards in there, there's two assessors cards
Right.
that cover that parcel. And I don't know if it all got copied, we realized our packet was missing one that actually has the picture of Johnson Paving on it.
I might have an extra one here, Bill. Let me look.
I just don't know if there was a glitch in the process.
Yeah, I would
We'll
just-
certainly attach the building inspector's email, Amy's memo,
Oh, okay.
the assessor's records.
I've got 2 copies of that.
Okay.
Assessors report.
Okay, there's 2 that cover that property, yeah.
It's in this package here.
Like I said, I've had people complain to me about the appearance out there, and it would be nice, like I say, I'm not trying to put the man out of business or anything like that, it's just a matter of getting the property cleaned up and making it look a little more presentable, particularly where it's on the main thoroughfare and it is in a residential area. And I certainly think it's never been an attractive property anyway, but it's
Right.
certainly more detrimental now with this new company on here than what it was at Johnson Paving.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I've been by it a couple of times, and I have to kind of agree with you, David. It is kind of a messy area there, but my concern would be hazardous materials.
There could be that too.
You don't know if there's anything there, but it's very possible that there could be, given what you can see from the street.
Yeah, I would think the fire department would wanna be able to ask to go out there on a periodic basis just to see what's there, because sometimes these things get stored, vehicles get stored, and they got fuel in them and so on and so forth.
Well, isn't there a bylaw about how many vehicles you can have on your property? Unregistered?
Yeah, there is, but they claim that
General bylaw.
that they're not unregistered vehicles, and and it's not just the vehicles, there's a boat, a trailer boat, there's a mobile home out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
well- well,
you know,
the bi-
along with piles of scrap metal.
The bigger issue is that you can't change a non-conforming use to an establishment for the storage of motor vehicles or the sale. I think that's what this is. Ken disagrees apparently, but it's clearly what it is. They've got rusted old motor vehicles there, and that's not storage. I don't know what is, you know.
Well, I thought that,
So-
you can only have,
Well, that's a general bylaw.
General
That's a
bylaw.
junk bylaw, I think. Yeah, I'm not familiar with
Just
what
like to have the ZBA take a look at and hopefully rule
Yeah.
that there are some requirements that the company needs to fulfill to continue to do business there. I'll give you a motion, Mr. Chairman, and
I'll second it.
have you sign it and forward it to the ZBA.
Motion made and seconded. Any further questions, comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. New business. Request, new business number 1. Request from Parks and Recreation Committee Vice Chairman Timothy Southall to extend the lawn maintenance contract with Chickadee Hill Farm for 1 year. Okay, Tim has sent the attached letter to the Board of Selectmen requesting the board to extend the town's lawn maintenance contract with Chickadee Hill Farm for another season. The contract price for the 3rd season is $17,235, which is the same amount for seasons 1 and 2. The Board of Selectmen needs to vote to exercise its option to extend the current contract for additional season, which runs through November 30th, 2016. Debbie will send a notice to Chickadee Hill informing them the board exercises its option to extend the current contract for the 3rd season.
I'll give you the motion, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I have a
Opposed?
personal contract and I will abstain.
You doing what?
I have a personal contract with Chickadee Hill,
So you're,
so I'm abstaining.
okay, all right. I didn't quite catch that. Okay. Not sure what this is. Good, did I miss something here on this particular?
Which item, Mr. Chairman?
It doesn't have an item number on it. It's a license. Brad Street Farm Conservation Area. Oh, I know what it is. I figured it out. It was in the
Right.
tray to be signed
Signed.
by the selectmen, and it wound up on the table here when we moved the tray.
Oh, okay.
So it needs to go back to, I think everybody signed it anyway.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
nothing
just
to do with
yes
and I.
tonight, it got stuck in the packet.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it didn't have a number on it, I'm trying to figure out where I lost it from. Although I was thinking it had floated away.
No, you didn't.
Whoa,
Floated away? Oh,
wow. Another shot at the old guy.
Minutes, and I think we have an issue. Minutes for March 17th, 2016, and March 17th, 2016 executive session. The minutes were mislabeled on tonight's agenda. The meetings are March 14th, not March 17th. Due to this error, the board needs to table the approval of these minutes until the next meeting.
I move we table the minutes.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to table the minutes to the next meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, I think that brings us down to announcements. This is something in here. Well, there is executive session, the same minutes. No, that was the executive session we went into when we started. Okay, announcements. Town meeting is Monday, May 2nd, and annual town election is Tuesday, May 10th. The town meeting will be at the Pine Grove School Auditorium, all-purpose room, and the election will be at St. Mary's Church in the basement. Informational hearing on the town meeting warrant is April 25th, 2016, at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall Auditorium. If anyone has had a chance to read the warrants and listening to us talking here through the different Mondays, if you've got questions on the warrants for the town meeting, please come to the meeting and we will try to answer them for you. Informational meeting on the Water Department's cross-connection regulation on Tuesday, April 19th, 2016, at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall Auditorium. Representatives from the Town Health Department and Department of Environmental Protection will be present. The Raleigh Water Department 2015 Annual Water Quality Report is available online at www.raleighwater.com. If you would like a copy of the report mailed to you, contact customer service at 800-553-5191 or stop by the Water Department office at 401 Central Street or Town Hall at 139 Main Street. The town has the following vacancies: Shellfish Commissioners, 1 seat; Fence Viewer, 3 positions; Wood, Lumber and Bark Inspector; Zoning Board of Appeals Associate, 3 seats; Parks and Recreation Committee, 1 seat, and for more information on these positions, please contact the Selectmen's office at 948-2372.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
can you add the 2 cemetery commissions to that list also?
Okay, there are vacancies for 2 cemetery commissioners to add it to that list of vacancies that the town needs to fill. Raleigh Food Pantry is in need of donations. The food pantry is open Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, we motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in
Sure,
favor
get beat out.
I guess.
signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That's your punishment for spilling water.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.